Hi there, Richard from Richard George Tailoring here. Now, if you watch any video on what to wear, let this be the one that sinks in. We firmly believe that there are 5 key garments that form the cornerstones of any sartorially inclined wardrobe. These we refer to as core garments. Now, I'm going to run through in detail each of these 5 garments alongside why you should invest in them, or at least consider investing in them. Now, before we do start talking about said garments, there are some considerations which you must have. The first of which is budget. Now, I appreciate budget is important, but it shouldn't be the most important, and the reason being, investing in yourself is one of the greatest investments that you can make. Call me biased, but as a tailor, I would encourage you to invest generously. There is nothing quite like having a garment made for you. Consideration number 2, fit. Fashion will tell you skinny suits are in, loose suits are in. My recommendation would be to go down the middle. There is nothing worse than putting a garment on in the morning, excruciatingly tight, and getting to lunchtime and thinking, what the hell am I doing myself? Go for something that feels like a second skin. And the advice of a good tailor will be invaluable in this respect. You will end up with a piece that will last forever, both in style and in design, and of course fit. Consideration number 3, aftercare. Now, like a classic car needs oil and maintenance and cleaning and proper storage, your investment pieces, your garments need the same sort of aftercare and attention, ensuring that it's properly stored, ensuring that it's looked after and well aired. We have a number of videos on this already, so I won't go into any more detail, but be sure to check those out for when you have invested and want to ensure that you're looking after them to increase the longevity. Now, without further ado, let's jump in to exactly what these 5 core garments are. First up, the navy suit, arguably the most versatile piece in a wardrobe. Broken apart, you have a wonderful jacket and trousers. Brought together, a fantastically sharp and clean, timeless suit. Worn at weddings, in the office, out to dinner, with friends, this is a versatile piece. Dressed up with a shirt and tie, dressed down with a t-shirt or knitwear, it really is something that you are not going to run out of options to wear it with. And this is why, for us, it's a #1 core essential piece for the sartorial wardrobe. The cloth we have used is from a mill called Barberis. Now, they have been creating cloth since 1663. It's a long, long time, so they know what they're doing. Make sure you select a fabric from a reputable mill. Think on the weight, think on a mid-weight, something that will transcend from summer to winter and will allow for all year round wear. The blue we've selected is not just a single blue, it's not a plain flat, it's got depth to it, it has character. There's about 30 or 40 different blues which make up this wonderful shark skin. Of course, the design can vary from suit to suit, and what we have done is just a mere suggestion. We opted for a notch lapel. Now, this is in essence timeless. It's never really gone out of fashion, it never will go out of fashion, so with the expectations of this piece, it makes sense to adhere to those. There's a very fine pick stitching that tightens up the edges, makes it super clean and quite clearly well made. Next up, the dinner suit, or tuxedo, depending on where in the world you are. First introduced by King Edward VII as a bit of a development from the smoking jacket. This acts as a piece that worn strictly in black tie scenarios. There are those that like a bit of flourish and excitement about it, but for me and for this design that we've created, clean jet black is key. It allows versatility. The fabric that we've actually opted for is again a Barberis. It's a twisted wool which adds durability because, surprisingly, although we only wear it on few occasions, we are dancing, we are drinking, we are rubbing shoulders, and that is hard on our tailoring. So opt for something that is crease resistant, opt for something that is durable and you're going to get some wear out of. There is still, however, opportunity for a bit of personal embellishment and character. And we've chosen a peak lapel, which for me, it's either going to be a peak lapel or a shawl lapel. I would stay away from a notch lapel personally. I think peak is quite nice with an ever so slightly wider lapel to it, perhaps 10 or 11 centimeters at a push. There is often a strict dress code in these kind of settings. You need a satin facing on your lapel. You could opt for a flatter, plainer, silkier, but for me it kind of cheapens the look a little bit. We tend to opt for what's called a grow grain, which is a slightly ribbed effect to it, and a slightly more matte finish, a little more stylish and a little more refined, in my opinion. An open weave is always quite sensible as well. It just allows air to pass through and regulates temperature a bit better than closed off. Next up, the overcoat, or the dress coat. For years and years, it's remained a staple in any man or woman's wardrobe. We created here a camel overcoat, which in my opinion is one of the pieces that has been fashionable and stylish forever. The double-breasted feature of this ensures that when you put this piece on and you fasten it up, you stand up straight, and ultimately there's a presence around this person. They look fantastic. They look like they know what they're doing. There's nothing quite like a double-breasted overcoat. So the specific features of this piece are the self-belt. When tied, cinches in the waist quite neatly. And there's a degree of sort of nonchalance about this. It's not just important that you're investing in these pieces, but you know how to wear them, and that again is another video altogether. But conveying the look of somebody who wears this stuff day in and day out is quite something. The buttons we've used are oxhorn, ethically sourced oxhorn. Each are different to the last. They're organic matter, so just a little bit of charm, character and story. You'll find in tailoring there's lots of stories around each design, feature and why we do what we do. I would encourage you to opt for something a little bit longer, perhaps to the knee, or for those feeling a little braver, something longer. It again adds to this presence, this classic heritage look, which is really timeless. Considering this is a piece that we're investing in, we want longevity, so slight nuances or homages to classic tailoring is welcomed. The camel coat, being our preferred choice, is open to so many different looks. Colours that work well, navy, any sort of blue, black, any of the greys. So think on that, how many different looks and styles you can work with are endless. Moving through to the sports jacket or blazer, something that is, again, essential to any wardrobe. Interestingly, the trousers from the navy suit could be paired with the jacket, so we're already talking on how these pieces can work well together. But the jacket on its own is something that you could wear with jeans, chinos, and depending on where you are in the world, you would perhaps opt for maybe a lighter weight linen if you're in a hotter climate. If you're somewhere a little cooler, then maybe a heavier heritage tweed would be more suitable. For us, we like a bit of an Italian flair, so the fabric we've chosen is from a mill called Drago. Now it looks very classically British, which is the intention. We have a lot of clients who are into their shooting, and this is their kind of thing. The brown hues are very autumnal and it has a kind of winter feel, but it isn't particularly thick, so you could get away with through the spring as well. Here's your opportunity to have a little bit of fun. Play around with a check or a pattern or interesting colours, and why not pick out a certain colour from the jacket in your pocket square or in your tie. Wear it with a shirt and a tie, dress it up, or dress it down with a bit of knitwear or a t-shirt, a pair of jeans. This particular jacket is constructed using a fully canvassed element. Now this is where canvassing runs from the top of the shoulder right down to the bottom and through the lapel. Why do this? Over time, as you wear this piece, it will mould, it will shape, and it will learn how you move. And it will be that piece that you can pick up and throw on and is ever reliable. And that's exactly why I think the sports jacket or blazer is a real cornerstone in the core wardrobe. Moving through to the casual coat. As we alluded to earlier, there are many forms of an overcoat, and this tells a very different story to the first that we talked about. For those that want to maintain that tailored and sartorial look, even on their down days, this is the perfect piece that you throw on over jeans, over t-shirt, down to the pub with friends. It's incredibly versatile, but still stands out for the right reasons. Now our take on this, we've designed something with a bit more of a blown up check, and the brown, which is very popular, always has been. Classically, the saying, no brown in town, would insinuate that it's only navies and blacks and greys that you'd wear in the city, and brown would be reserved for the countryside, the casual retreats. And we've really tried to bring that feel in through to the design of this piece. The overall feel of this piece is perhaps a little bit more slouchier, which makes it more comfortable. It makes it more casual and makes it more of a showstopper, I believe. The casual coat has its place firmly set in the core wardrobe. And there it is, 5 essential garments that in our opinion transcend many years of wear and will keep you well ahead in the style game and ultimately make what is the core wardrobe. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. I wanted to invite you personally to join a select group of people who are enthusiastic about tailoring, understanding tailoring, talking tailoring, and it's a simple group that you can join. All you need to do is like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and you will receive notifications of our latest videos and updates. You'll be helping a growing business and a team of people that are so enthusiastic about bringing informative tailoring pieces to you, and hopefully continue to excite you about this fantastic sartorial world we live in. I'd love to hear in the comments below if there's a garment that I've missed that you believe should be or is part of the core wardrobe. Let us know. See you next time.